Hey, what's up, YouTube? So, we thought we were done with part 8 of Introduction to Malifaux, and technically we are done with the introduction to Malifaux. However, I realized that after filming that I actually didn't go through the entire game of Malifaux. And often we get stuck on the introduction, we teach people how to play, and then the rest of it they kind of pick up on their own. What I decided to do is continue the series, this time branching out after, say, your first demo, or your first even couple of demos to get used to the core mechanics, the 3 duels that we talked about, soulstone use, activations. Once you get all those things down, then you really want to take a more panoramic view of the game, and view the game in its entirety. Now, one thing I would caution as you go through this series, and as you hopefully have finished the first series, is this, and that is nothing being presented here is ever going to be as good as playing a live game with a live henchman, or with a game veteran, somebody that knows the game well enough to show you and is willing to share game experience with you. There's nothing that you can watch on YouTube or listen to on a podcast or read on Pull My Finger or whatever that's ever going to compare to the live interaction with another person. So pick up what you can from this series and from other information out there on the interwebs, but just understand that ultimately you're not going to learn until you actually get out there and play the game for yourself. Okay, so now with the disclaimer out of the way, let's actually get into what this next section is about. And like I said, this is about the entire game of Malifaux, setting up a game from beginning to end and playing a full game. There are some things that we left out in the demo, and we are actually going to branch out and explain those things to you. So if you have not done so already, and you are still learning the game, please watch the first 8 parts of this series, the Introduction to Malifaux. And I will put up a link, I don't know, like right there or something, to those videos. So you can view those as a playlist if you have not done so already. So now we're going to talk about the full game of Malifaux. Now Malifaux is played on a 3x3 surface, and here I have a Zuzzy mat set up. This is now I get asked a lot of questions about these mats. This comes from a company called Zuzzy, ZUZZY.com, and these are latex mats. I actually did a video on painting them a while back, so if you look, I believe if you search YouTube for Zuzzy mat, that video will show up. Now, you can use a Zuzzy mat like I'm using here, but any 3x3 play surface will suffice. So you need a 3x3 playing surface. That's what I have here. And now the one thing in the encounter section of Malifaux that it tells you about is you're going to decide the size of your encounter and your faction, and you already know that from the other part of the video. But there is an encounter location determination section of the rulebook, and you can determine an interior location and an exterior location. Now, most people will skip that step, and that's for practical reasons. Most people have usually 1, maybe 2 tables at their disposal, or they use whatever is available at their hobby store, and that's what most people are going to do. However, I'd point out that if you can, that you're going to want to use certain sections of that encounter section, because it's a fun, fluffy, themed element to the game. And I think if you only play this game competitively, if you only play for the practicality of getting into an encounter, that you're going to be robbing yourself of certain things, and we'll get into that